and start the recording. Yes, Catherine, thank you so much. It was just horrible. We got a big glitch over here, and unfortunately, I cannot control that connection much as I like to often. So hopefully that's the one and only problem, and I don't want any more. So I'm just gonna wish it away. But we're gonna talk about powering your business with AI. Just so you guys know, I'll bring myself back up here front and center. My name is Maria Elena Duron. I'm a Grow with Google national trainer. I am one of the 7 national trainers, and I have the great opportunity to speak on Google's behalf at large conferences, webinars, and sessions, and of course, different events. So I'm excited to be here with you today. I'm excited to ask to talk about AI because AI is very exciting and there's so much going on. OpenAI just had their big developer conference just last Thursday, so much to update and talk about. I would love to know if you're using AI, so let me know in the chat box. That is the place where we can keep an active chat. And as you can see, I am really right here. As we dive in, you'll see my name there at the very bottom left with my handle on Twitter, which is at Maria Duron, Duron, or on Instagram at Get Found Got Growth. So if you tag me anytime and you want to share this out with people, I will definitely give you visibility by retweeting and reposting and sharing you in my stories as well. This is who I am, of course. I've been on the Google team for a little over 6.5 years, but small business is not new to me. I've been in business for 20 years, starting from the ground up from a business incubator, growing all the way up and earning the Texas Governor's Excellence in Small Business Award. I've been 15 years in international e-commerce. I work a lot with veterans as well as active military. So I work with a lot of the Air Force recruiting offices to help them get found in search and to be able to be visible and valid to people who could be potential recruits. I come with a strong Air Force background, so I've lived in military bases all across the world, but also I've had that opportunity to earn a Department of Defense commendation from the US Air Force because of all the training and what I've done here in service to the military. So I'm excited to be here today to talk to you about small business because I know what it's like to be butcher, baker, and candlestick maker, but now how can small business power their business with AI? So how many of you use AI? Let me know in the chat box because I'd love to know where you're at. Some people don't know what AI is and don't understand that it's artificial intelligence. All right. AI embedded in the software we use and Chat GPT. Excellent. Do you use Chat GPT 3.5 or Chat GPT 4, Elizabeth? I'd love to know which one you're using. Okay. Just let me know. And if you are using, well, I'll wait to find out 3.5 or 4. 3.5 is the free version, 4 is the paid subscribe version. Okay. So AI is perfect. Okay, great to know. Thank you, Elizabeth. So AI is just that. It's large language AI, but it can do a whole lot more than large language. But we see a lot of that with ChatGPT, Claude, Bard, and even Write Sonic. So we see that with a lot of the AI that's out there. For us, as far as businesses, it's important for us to identify the opportunities. It is one of those opportunities that you need to see where it can help you become more productive or be better at what you do. The person who is going to take a job is not going to be AI. AI will not take anybody's job, but the person who knows how to wield the tool of AI will take everybody's job because AI is coming to the forefront and it's important for us to know how to use it, how and why we're going to use it in business, and what way we can train our AI because there are thousands upon thousands of uses of AI and different AI that's out there. And I'm going to talk about all the different AI that's out there. But for you, really slow down and think about this. What do you want it to do for your business? What would you like to even explore that AI can do for you? Because there is much that it can do. And as we identify those opportunities, what are the practical applications that we want for our AI? I said that OpenAI, who is the developer of ChatGPT, just launched or just had a developers conference. And what launched just this morning, in fact, was Legal Now, which is really nice because it's a future tool that can actually be used with GPT, and it will go through contracts and review NDAs, employment contracts, and give you a summary as well that and other accurate, reliable legal advice. So that's really cool to see some of the things that's just coming through now as we're at the very beginning, right? Now, I've been involved with AI since it first launched, which was early in 2022. Of course, nobody really knew about it till about January 2023, and really it's still rolling out. Only 14% of the population population, or I shouldn't say that, 8% of the population knows what AI is. 14% have you heard the term AI, but 8% only know that it has to do with some of the tools that we're using here, and less than 4% are actually using the tools. So you can see we're right at the very cusp. So as you get started with AI, it's important for you all to also train your AI to implement and how to monitor, and then recap and resources. I always finish every training with that because I like free or small fee, and I like to share those with you so you can now apply what you learned. There is a myth out there that knowledge is power, and it is not. Knowledge is not powerful until it is applied. And today we're going to be talking about how you can use AI and apply it. So when we look at the machine, what is it exactly? It's a lot of machine learning, natural language processing, and computer vision. So Elizabeth, you have 3.5. One of the ones that I use is Chat GPT 4. In 4, you actually have all the different plugins available as well as the GPTs, and you have the ability for DALL-E 3, which is an image creation AI that can now use text to actually create images that you want. And I love to use that, especially when I'm leading international graphic artists, because instead of me having to try to piece together stick figures on a Google Jamboard or on a whiteboard, I can now do that with DALL-E 3, and it'll come up with a graphic that's close to what I want, not specifically, not particularly perfect, but a little bit more specific than I could with just a general whiteboard. So those are some of the uses, or one of the uses I use AI for. For you in small business, there are so many things that really can help small businesses, which is where I come from. I actually hail from a small business background. So we actually have so much opportunity because we know customers so well. We know our market and industry like nobody's business. And yet now we have tools that help us compete with larger corporations because of the access to AI. It can automate those tasks, and it can help you really hone in your skills and understand who that best customer is. So with your AI opportunities, where are those sweet spots? Where can that actually come in for you? Is it that you need help with writing or creating personas or understanding which graphics would resonate better with your customers? Do you need to know what the sentiment is of the reviews of your customers? Are you doing customer or competitor research? So now you need to know the sentiments of the actual competitors. It's one of the first uses I used AI for when I was first starting to learn and use Chat GPT was to take and download all of the reviews of a competitor of a business from Amazon, upload that, and then ask AI what are the 5 top sentiments and what are the 5 negatives and opportunities for this other potential business that's a competitor. It is nice because I know in Google search, Google's algorithm relies on 3 pillars, which each have about 1,000 factors that affect that algorithm. But one of the most important algorithms is portion. Sorry, I tried to say that too fast. Portions, and part of the formula is relevance. So in the algorithm, relevance has the most weight, and that means you match what people are using, not the words you think they should use, and definitely not industry speak, because that is never what people are using when they're searching or saying, hey Google or hey Alexa. And what is nice is that AI can help you hone in on that, really understand personas and the words that they use, and identify the sentiment for you. So as we look at practical AI applications, as I said, it can help you with customer personas. I do these all day long. Customer personas, creative briefs that I'm sending out to potential writers, and exactly what I want those deliverables to be. Analyzing conversations, really getting a understand and feel of reviews, not just the business's reviews, but competitors too. So that analysis helps look at trends and identify those and provide a little bit more insight in which we can make better business decisions with. So ChatGPT has a lot in insights that it can analyze. When you see information that you can bring in, and what's nice about you've got Bing with ChatGPT in there, you've got Google with Bard, so you can utilize both. I actually like to use them in tandem. So I use ChatGPT because I've had that the longest, so I've trained it the longest, and I have a lot of history saved within my ChatGPT. And I can take what I learned in ChatGPT, I can transfer it over to Bard, and Bard has a wonderful fact checker because Google Bard, again, 100% free, actually leans into Google search and verifies information there. So it's a quick, instant fact checker that I can go to with Google Bard, because sometimes I do know ChatGPT makes up a lot of stuff, and I know that for a fact. So I like to go in there and do that double check. And then I sometimes go out to Claude, which is Amazon's. Amazon actually is heavily invested in Claude, which can do and produce more characters. So where ChatGPT can write 12,000 words and actually process that much through, Claude 2 can actually produce and go through 120,000 words. But I say that hesitantly because I know ChatGPT just launched last week. Let me bring it up. Where did I see? There it is. So they brought up the fact that GTP4 Turbo, which is coming out at the beginning of 2024, will have a 228,000 context window, which is really, really nice. So you'll see there's a whole lot more use. Now, I may have just run a lot of technical terms by you, and I understand that. So let's break it down and slow it down to what does this mean for you? In the practical sense, I can use ChatGPT to be a little bit more creative than Bard because it is the older AI and it has a little bit more experience. I consider ChatGPT to be elementary, maybe like right at the sixth grade level. I consider Bard to be definitely an infant, maybe at toddler state. So I let the two train each other. And then I go out to Claude for longer form video, or I'm sorry, longer form text to be able to put blogs together. And then I can take those blog posts and now bring it back into ChatGPT, break it up by slides, break it up by video script, and even have it attached to YouTube to be able to bring in more of TLDRs, too long don't read or too long didn't watch, summaries, and focus into our actual YouTube channel. So there are really a lot of practical uses there, and it doesn't mean that you have to be loyal to just one AI. So as we start our AI journey, one of the first things that you can do is teach your AI to coach you. I like to do that first because I think that's one of the easiest things to teach AI. So when I first started teaching ChatGPT to coach me, I actually pulled all the articles. So I went in and just did a straight Google search of articles written by Stephen Jobs. So Steve Jobs, Stephen Covey, who is the one who wrote The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People and led the Covey Institute for a very long time. And then also Elon Musk and Ryan Reynolds, because I wanted a little bit of snarky and snappiness in there. And I had it read writings of all four of them and then start letting me know, what did you see, what did you learn? So I'd ask it those questions. What do you see in here? What's their writing style? What stands out? What stands out about their personality? Now I'd like for you to write this in this style. It is hard for ChatGPT or any AI to write in four styles at the same time. So what I did is I taught it first, write like Steve Jobs. Now I want Steve Jobs to have a conversation with Ryan Reynolds and to teach this to Ryan Reynolds, and what would Ryan Reynolds write back? Now I want that to Ryan Reynolds to teach that to Stephen Covey. And that is how I taught my GPT to have a specific style that I want it to see. I do that also as I go into different conversations with ChatGPT because you can save those. If you look at ChatGPT on the left-hand side, you can save each conversation and go in deeper into each. So you can start fresh, but now if I want to do that with a business, I can absolutely do that and really come up with a style that fits better to what a business actually has in their brand, tone, and voice. So as you're training your AI for brand communication, what you can do is know the brand voice. This is important. Just like when people think of branding, they think of graphics and colors and fonts. That is so limiting. It is also tone. It has everything to do with the brand environment. So all of this is a part of really excavating and uncovering your brand and now exuding your brand in every way that it touches people, be it on socials or in written format or even traditional media. And then provide AI examples. Give it a chance to learn from examples so that it can learn that style. It's a very fast learner. It is machine learning, but it can learn by looking at blog posts, social media updates. So I'll copy and paste it there. There are some AIs like Google Bard, which won't read a website specifically, especially like a social media link, only because it is normally that's gated that you have to be a part of that social media platform or logged into your account to see it. But some will, like OpenAI, so Chat GPT 4 will go out to some, especially with different plugins. Then give it some feedback. I'm very kind to my AI. You know, I came up and I was raised up at a time of Skynet, and I want Skynet to remember that I was nice to my AI. So I say please, and I say thank you, and I say no, that's not quite it. This is something I want you to look heavier at, or reword this. I really don't like the way you've written that. I need you to go a little bit shorter, think more Gen Z or millennial tone. So I will teach my AI that way, and it does appreciate it. It'll say, thank you. This is, I've rewritten this. Let me know if this is what you like. So it does communicate back with me, at least in written format. And you can utilize now even the spoken word as that rolls out with different regions on different AI tools. All right. Consistency, though, is what matters most, because if you're teaching it your brand and your brand voice, it is looking for those consistencies. When it sees changes in there, then it can start changing actually what it's learning and the way it's presenting your brand. So be aware of that. Consistency is important if you want consistent brand voice, which is very important to building trust in business, is brand consistency. Okay, tailor it to your needs. I have it read everything when I'm working with a business, from blogs, ads, emails, mission statements. So I have it look at all of that. Even if we're looking at a project goal sheet and how we're actually managing this project and what the milestones are, it'll look through that. I do use AI quite a bit because I work with a lot of inventors. So I will have it learn the design style. So understanding what an MVP is, a minimum viable product, understanding the design process of testing and iterations, that you can train it with your preferences. So you tailor it to your needs, train it with your preferences, and then you've got to experiment, because you've got to have it try out what you taught it and see if there are any gaps and holes or places it still needs to learn more. And then it does evolve and work and learn with you. That's what I love, is that you learn together and you really understand how to speak to your AI. So if you look at the handout I provided to you, it does provide you some prompts that you can use. If you're not familiar with what prompts are the actual text that we use when we're communicating with AI. So this is giving some really clear instructions. For example, if I'm having it write let's say, because Amazon has its own AI. So Amazon AI has where it will fill in and do the descriptions for you on your product listings. And what you can tell Amazon is that, listen, this is our best customer. They're between the ages of 35 and 44 years old, a woman who's college educated with 2 children, really speaking with more the professional millennial tone, also enjoys some of these other brands, Lululemon, Anthropic. So I can start giving and teaching AI a little bit more. And now Amazon can tell me exactly what needs to be available in the description it needs to write in Amazon. So when people are searching for my product, service, or solution, they'll find it instantly in Amazon. The same thing with Zoom AI, and of course, all the meeting tools have come up with this now. Teams has it with Microsoft, Zoom, Google Meet has it as well. And that is where you jump in. There's AI already running, so it'll show you a list of discussion that's already been happening and been taking notes already if somebody is running late for a meeting. What is the AI application used in market research, case study tools, and benchmarks? So the AI application is, you can, for example, I like to use it in customer or in competitor research. As I said, one of the tools I love to use, because Amazon has the volume that not every small business can have, to have everybody looking at and giving reviews about a product. So I will look for similar products. I will take a good look at their product listing, put in their actual reviews, put in their descriptions into Chat GPT, and it'll let me know who their target audience is. It'll also let me know sentiment if that's what I want it to do. If I want to find out how many people are finding that they really like this aspect, how many are missing this aspect, what are the most negative comments that you can find, those are some of the ways I can absolutely do that. And that is usually utilizing Chat GPT. That's all I need to do is use Chat GPT 3.5, the free version, because all I need to do is copy and paste. If I don't want to go through copy and pasting, then I can go get the subscription, which is I think $20 a month for Chat GPT 4, and I can then now connect that online with plugins and it can bring in that information instead of me having to do the copy and pasting. It's really how and comfortable and what your style is of work. And of course, your finances too, because I always am about free or small fee. So I don't want somebody spending 20 bucks a month if you could just use the free versions that are out there, which you do have. Google Bard, Claude 2 is free. There's a paid version as well. Chat GPT 3.5 is free. So you can use those tools quite a bit. The benchmarks are really what benchmarks that you want to put in. So what is it that you want to know? If you were going and putting forward a whole analysis, so you're going to do a research and analysis project, what are the deliverables that you need and what are the parameters? So you do have to give ChatGPT boundaries because you're going to teach this AI as if it's a person. You're going to use actual human speak to it and write the ability to say, well, these are the parameters, this is the timeline, this is what I'm looking for. And it will let you know whether it has the capacity to do that. If it doesn't, then there might be another AI that does. Or it might need to learn. Teach me more about this. I don't understand this. What is this that you're looking for? So I can give a sample. Well, look, here is a research analysis that was done. I want you to review this entire paper or review this entire site, come back with the sentiments, what the milestones are, what they were looking for, how they delivered their findings, how did they present their findings. I can teach, and you can too as well, teach all of your AIs to go out and do that, whichever AI you're most comfortable with. Again, what is your purpose for this? Is it to get more of a text and research, or are you wanting something more visual from it too? Because you can take it, for example, Catherine, and let's say I know that it's somebody who's in a metro area who's my best customer, who buys usually at 2:20 in the morning. They're a busy professional, a woman between the ages of 35 and 40. Now I can bring that into Chat GPT and ask, hey, will you learn a little bit more, find out a little bit more? What's she searching for? What's she doing? What are some of the places she visits online? So Chat GPT or any of the AIs can go out there and look, and then I can say, all right, I want a visual depiction of this person. What do they look like? Where are some of the cities that they're going at? Let's look at the different geographies or the languages. I can ask AI those questions and start answering some of the questions it has to help fine tune the actual information it's bringing back to me. And then, of course, I always like to copy and paste whatever ChatGPT is delivering to me and go into Google Bard and use the fact checker in there because I just want to make sure that I'm going with real information and not just what AI decided to fill in the blank there. Okay. So as we implement and monitor, you can see that there are different tools coming out. Google Bard, of course, is one you've heard me talk about because it's available free with any personal Gmail or personal Google account. Do these applications conduct web scraping of keywords? As far as they do research, so scraping is not a term. Let me, I guess, clarify a little bit more what you mean by scraping because there's a lot of people use scraping and they have different meanings. I just want to make sure I'm aligning with what you're actually asking, Catherine. So what do you mean by scraping? Let me know there. Somewhat like data mining. Yes, I mean, it does go out and look at keywords quickly and it's able to assess quickly what keywords are being used by a competitor. That you can do just by, well, what I do is I usually go to ChatGPT 4 since it is web enabled, and I will go there and ask it to review a site and let me know what are the top 10 or the top 20. If I need 50, then what are the top 50 keywords, and it will let me know that. Um, if you populate competitors' websites, if can they do text analysis, keyword search, correlations between keywords? Absolutely. Yes, it can. Good questions. Thank you for so much, Catherine, for clarifying what the question was. I wanted to make sure I delivered the right answer to you. And that's what you'll have to do. with Chat GPT as well, or any AI. So I say Chat GPT because it's the first one I became involved with, but I mean any AI. You will have to clarify with it and be really specific with it. But once it understands your style, it can just come back quickly, and the productivity is amazing. So Google Bard is just that. That's free through your personal Gmail and your email account. You'll see, let me see, show you what it looks like here. I'm going to bring a live demo up and see if everything will play friendly with us. All right, so this is what it looks like when you're in your Gmail account. You can go in here and you can go to Google Bard. So all I do is search it. This account happens to not be linked to Bard, so you will see this will come up. It'll come up. Let me make sure again, because I am broadcasting. I want to make it bigger. I say try Bard. It's going to go through the data policy here. And if you don't want this to be tracked, you need to let Google know. This is your chance to have say so. So once you click on that and you let us know, once you've made it exactly how you want it, now you can click more. Okay. I'm going to come off of that for a moment because I don't want you to have a kind of crazy experience when I come off of using a live demo, but I do want to show you what Google Bard looks like. Remember what I said though, I was logged into everything and then logged out when everything glitched. So I'm going to have to log back in. So if you'll give me just a moment to log back in, then I will bring up a live demo so you can see what Google Bard looks like. How many of you have used Google Bard? I only saw Elizabeth, who said she's actually used any AI, but I'm not sure if there could be other people in the room who've used other tools. So let me know. And let me go here. And let me make sure it's big enough before I do a share since I'm broadcasting. Okay. All right, so this is what Google Bard looks like. What I love about Google Bard is that, let's say I take something, for example, I know there was a question about in here about Google Merchant misrepresentation. So I actually asked Google Bard about that. And now if I want to fact check it, all I need to do is go down to that G right there. I can click on that G and it will tell me in green what it can verify and confirm. And in this kind of orangish tannish, those are where it needs to do a little bit more research. So I would actually send it in to do a little bit more research from there. And if I want to share these results, I just click here. I can share the result. I can create a public link if I want to do that. And it'll just give me a public link here. So I can do that. You'll see me drop that in the chat so I can share that with you. I can also go in through here and let Google Bard know I don't like it, I do like it, or I can even modify the response if I want to. Okay, and you can see you store all your chats here to the left. What I love about Google Bard too is it's a great productivity tool. So with Google Bard, let's say I was planning a project to, we're going to create a new filtration system. And because of that, there's been several emails back and forth about this new filtration system. And it's just flooded my inbox, as well as we also have some Google Drive set up that have perhaps some renderings there of the filtration system. So what I can do is I can go in here and ask Google Bard, search all of my Google account to find all this information about this, and it will bring it all together. So I don't have to wonder, what did I name that file? What did that email start with? Did it come from Eric or did it come from Julie? I don't have to remember anything like that. I can just go in here and do that, as well as see, what additional information are we missing here from the conversations that you can also fill in that may be also readily available in search, and it will also deliver that to me. So it's really exciting what you can use this for. And again, I just like it right now because I use it quite a bit for the for fact check, but I'll even use it to rewrite post that I want it to write. Of course, I think Chat GPT is really much more creative than Bard, because as I said, Bard is an infant at this, where Chat GPT is absolutely the one who has history. So 3.5 is the basic Chat GPT, and I will bring that up. Let me see, I think I've got it here. I may not, because that's right, everything's shut down. So let me log into Chat GPT, and I'm going to show you, because I can get to 3.5 and 4 since I am a since I do have 4, but just give me a moment here. I appreciate your patience, especially since this was all going to go smoothly because everything was up and already logged into. All right, let's go ahead here. And I'm going to make it bigger before I broadcast to you. All right. So this is Chat GPT 3.5. You can ask it all sorts of questions. So let's say I'm teaching a class on Google Bard AI, and I need a Instagram caption in a style like Ryan Reynolds, without saying you're Ryan Reynolds, and more leaning into a Gen Z writing style with relevant emojis and hashtags that are viewed by the most small business owners and content creators. So then GPT will come out and say this. Would like this longer, giving 5 steps on how to get started. That's a good start. Now I can copy and paste that and use that in socials. That's a little long for Instagram caption, so I might even make that into a blog post or email. I could even then say, shorten this up for a great Instagram video caption. Okay, I could say, create this into a 7-piece Twitter thread. So it can do that. Now, that is Chat GPT 3.5. It's a writing wizard. So you can now customize it and say, all right, take a look at this text. I'm going to copy and paste it here and copy this style. So let's see if, let me say, I'm going to go to my favorite and I'm just going to copy and paste. Let's say I'm on a blog here and read the article. Let's see if I can copy and paste this article because I haven't done that in a while. This is more, he does more vlogs than blogs. Okay, I need somebody who's got a written blog, but I can show you how to handle video too. Let me just leave that up then. I'm just going to go to my blog, just so we're not wasting our time here looking for a source. All right, so okay, go ahead and just pick one here. All right, I'm going to copy and paste everything here. Got to select all. Got it. And then I'm going to say, start a new chat. This writing style and create a summary and a TL. So I put in that information. That's directly, I copied and pasted it because I am in 3.5, so I cannot go out and have it go out to the web just yet. You'll see ChatGPT giving me the summary of that. More about this writing style. Okay, so then it gives a highlight of that too. So you can see that's just done in seconds. Not saying we couldn't do this as human beings, but this saves us tremendous time, energy, and money, which that's what I love the system for. Now, if I change this to 4, I can say, oh, actually, let me go back to this one. And I can say, I'm going to copy and paste this. And I'm going to go now to 4 and say, create a graphic, realistic graphic for a blog post using this Instagram caption. So now ChatGPT is actually going to pick up DALL-E 4 or DALL-E 3, sorry, DALL-E 3, and it will go out and start creating the images. Now, this will probably not be an exact image. It's just like when I do a blog post or email or anything in writing from ChatGPT, I never let the AI go without a human filter because it doesn't have the passion, the intonations. It doesn't know where to put pauses or where to have a thoughtful moment in its writing. You as a human know that, and you can also as a human being know exactly what the tone is and the inflection. So you can see here, it gives me something. It's not perfect. Embrace, not embrace your passion. So it's not perfect. Embrace for the grind. But now I can give this to a designer and say, let's start here. Or I can say, that's not what I really want it to look like. That's good, but I would much rather you stay with the brand tones of dark red and black and have it look like an office setting. So I can make it adjust that way and now take that to a graphic designer who can really customize this. But now we start a little bit higher in the design process as opposed to starting very basic with stick figures, which gives us a chance to then experiment more quickly, go into A/B testing more quickly, making that more viable. Does that make sense to you? So I've shown you quite a bit just in what Chat GPT 4 can do. It is exciting because there's so many updates. So see your journey, it's not exactly right, but now I can go to a graphic designer to get that perfected and then of course put brand tone in it as well. So as we look here, let me go back here because I do want to show you the other tools. I just showed you Chat GPT 4. There have been a lot of updates. I'll save that till the end just because I don't want to overwhelm you depending on your experience with AI. There's a lot of updates that just happened last week. We do know that ChatGPT also has the Bing search extension. You have that available. You can do Bing search. You can do the same thing in Google search. Google calls that with Google Bard search generative. So Bing uses ChatGPT. Google uses Google Bard. DALL-E 3 is a tool that you can use to actually create images. So that's helpful. No worries, no worries. We'll get you all started here. Appreciate you letting me know. Sorry, we had you down for a full hour. No worries. I can get this done in 2 minutes. So let's go ahead and show you Claude, which is the longer format. Pika Labs will take your actual still photos and put motion into it. You can use Write Sonic. You also have ChatGPT and Bard in tandem. So you'll have a copy of these slides. YouTube AI is also strong. So you have Dream Screen, which actually blanks out the screen kind of like what Zoom does and hazes it out or can change it like a green screen. Aloud can change and translate your Google or your YouTube video in seconds flat in 120 different languages. So it can dub it quickly into those languages. Google Create or YouTube Create will help you in creating video and look for the best audio that is royalty free to go with it. And Google Assist can actually help you in conversing with your video. So if I want to ask my video questions like, okay, I don't want to watch the video, just tell me what are the 5 things I need to look at. Now Google Assist will be, or YouTube Assist will be able to do that too. These are some of the prompts you do want to look at. So you'll see I sent you a whole handout of prompts, but this is how you can get further explanation. Okay? All right, everybody. I know you guys have to go off soon, but if you want to hang around and ask any questions, let me know. I'm here to answer any questions that you have and happy to do that. The big thing here is to what will you really list down that you will apply what you learned, because I've told you a lot of things and it could be great edutainment, but knowledge is not powerful until it's applied. So what are you going to apply? 1 or 2 things to make just the time we spent here together an investment in your time and not an expense. Okay, let me know if you'd like to in the chat box. And if you want to have any questions you want to ask me, there is this slide in the handout that I provided you where you can connect with me directly. And of course, if this was helpful to you, I always ask for reviews because I always model to businesses when I'm working with them the exact practice that you need to do when you've given good service or good product. You need to ask for a review. And you can find me at bit.ly/findmaria, which is every social, and you can connect with me on the one that you feel most comfortable with, and we can continue the conversation there. All right, any other questions, anybody, before we sign off? I'm happy to answer those questions. All right. I don't see any questions coming in the chat box. Going to explore more of the software, especially GPT-4, Chat GPT-4. Absolutely. Just so you know, Elizabeth, here are some of the things that launched or launching within the next few months to January 1st, 2024. There is assistance API. So these are custom bots that you can just write and say, I need this bot to always review every paper that comes in and does this. I need this bot to review every website I go to and give me this information. So you can have custom bots and those are free. You're very welcome, Catherine. You're welcome. There's Copyright Shield. So that is OpenAI. So ChatGPT specifically is anything that you create with OpenAI. If somebody gives you a copyright strike against it, they will protect you with it if you've used OpenAI, which is ChatGPT. There's going to be a GPT store. So if you create your own chatbots and you sell them on the GPT store, ChatGPT will actually sell and will share those profits with you. There's a creative writing coach bot now, a coloring book coach, create your own GPT coach, data partnership coach within ChatGPT. So it's really exciting to see there. We also do see a lot happening with Grok, which is Tesla. So that's Elon's AI. And it's already doing a lot of search in X, which is Twitter, to look for similar posts, and it's getting tested out there. Humane, of course, came out last week with the wearable AI pin. So, for example, let's say I'm working with somebody and they're speaking another language, and I have the AI pin in. In an instant, I can just press the pin. Excuse me. I'm sorry about that. Sorry, it's pretty dusty over here. But if I press the pin, it'll instantly translate it for me. Or if I say something and I want it translated, I just press the pin and it instantly translates it there too. Other languages, that's the real-time translation. There is a trust light on wearable AI. So when you have wearable AI, the trust light will come on to let people know that the AI is active and it is listening. And there is Playday, which just came out with text to video, and you can get consistent characters because a lot of people who are in the art space or graphic space are seeing whenever they go to AI that it always creates something different, and you may want consistent characters, especially if you're storyboarding or wanting some cohesiveness across something that you're producing. You can have that. So it's really exciting. And of course, Runway, which is also image generation, they have special guest, which is an AI that you just speak into it and it'll write a whole script and put a whole video together for you. So it's pretty exciting to see what AI can do, and there's just more to come. So if you have any questions at all, I know Catherine had to drop off, but anybody here who's still here, we have just a few more minutes. If not, I'll go ahead and end it. I am going to go ahead and stop the recording right now, so it'll start